Hi, I want to extend a warm welcome to Holbrook Academy. I found your resumes to be quite impressive, and I want to assure you that the hiring decisions were based on holistic qualifications such as education, experience, volunteerism, professional goals, teaching philosophies, and previous employment. What I want to explain to you is that since this is a new preschool, each week I will come up with a 6 to 10 minute video on professional development series that would be in the form of a video like this one. I will explain what I would like for you to implement in your pedagogy. Each professional development series will include how to implement high quality preschool instruction. The subjects the preschool will be working on, and this is constant, are literacy or reading, socio-emotional development, health, science, and math. So first, let's examine how we can best entail high-quality literacy instructional pedagogy. A quote was made by the National Association for the Education of Young Children back in 1998, and I feel this is an adequate statement. It said, and I quote, "One of the best predictors of whether a child will function confidently in school and go on to contribute actively in an increasingly literate society is the level to which the child progresses in reading and writing." So let's take our first cohort of instruction, literacy. So literacy is a major component of a high-quality preschool. Being that all of you have at least a bachelor's degree, you know that understand that literacy is very important. Children learn to use vocabulary when they are allowed to express their feelings. This adds to the depth and breadth of word choices they use to express their thoughts and essentially what they are feeling. What I want you to do this week in our literacy discipline is to instruct the children to pick up a book of their choice. In the classroom, I want you to allow the children to pick a place in the room where they can be seen. Let them read there for 5 minutes from their favorite book or book that they choose. Now, moving on to socio-emotional development. Researchers have noticed that kindergarten teachers say that about 20% of children that go on to kindergarten are not socially nor emotionally prepared. The goal of this week is to promote the child's ability to function and relate well to his or her peers. This entails helping the children to see the need to be in control of their emotions. This type of emotional regulation will be helpful as children develop socially and are aware of their feelings and those of their peers. The activity for the socio-emotional development for 3 or 4-year-olds is that I would like to engage them in talking about and sharing who their families are. Students will be given magazines, and they have to cut out and paste who in the picture looks like their mom, dad, sister, brothers, and pets if they have any. Children who come to you and say they only have a mommy or they only have a daddy should not be looked down upon. You should be able to continue to help them and be responsible and be mature enough to be alert to their emotional needs. Now, physical health is very important. According to the U.S. National Library of Medicine, kids need to exercise every day. Most children need at least an hour of physical activity every day. Regular exercise helps children to feel less stressed, feel better about themselves, feel more ready to learn in school, keep a healthy weight, build and keep healthy bones, muscles, and joints, and sleep better. The activity for this week, what I would like for you to do is when the weather is too hot or too cold, I would like for the children to be indoors. When the weather is good outside, I would like for the children to play dodgeball, jump rope, or play on the playground equipment. This will ensure that children remain physically healthy and are able to enjoy the satisfaction that comes with being physically active. On days where the weather is inclement, again too hot or too cold, for indoor recess, I would like the indoor recess to be comprised of games such as Who Stole the Cookies from the Cookie Jar or Simon Says. This will ensure that students remain active in relation to their physical health, and this will allow them to take time and their breath to enjoy time with their peers. Moving on to the cohort of study of mathematics. The mathematics discipline is very important. According to the National Association for Education of Young Children and the National Association of Early Childhood Specialists and the State Department of Education, they recommend the implementation of curriculum that is thoughtfully planned, challenging, engaging, developmentally appropriate, culturally and linguistically responsive, comprehensive, and likely to promote outcomes for all young children. As children go on in life, they will need basic mathematical skills. This is to ensure that they do not arrive behind or unprepared for the mathematical cohort of instruction once they arrive in kindergarten. This week for math, I would like for students to learn to count to 100. Ways that this can be done is to bring the children in the morning meeting and have them sit down and ask them how many days until they graduate. They can also look at a calendar and you can ask them what the date is and how many days are left in the month. They can also be asked how many days are there until they go to kindergarten, graduate from preschool. Moving on to science, according to the National Science Teacher Association, current research shows that young children have the capacity for conceptual learning and the ability to use the skills of reasoning and inquiry as they investigate how the world works. For example, their play with blocks, water, and sand shares some science-relevant characteristics. Young children can also learn to organize and communicate what they learn and know the difference between concrete and abstract ideas. The activity. I would like for the children to learn about how a plant grows. This will help them understand that water, sun, and the process of photosynthesis helps the plants to stay healthy and grow. I think by telling them about how chlorophyll keeps the plants green and healthy, they will understand the process. I will then encourage them to water the plants every day and tell me what they notice. I will ask if the plant was different from yesterday and what physical characteristics they have noticed. And I will do this, but I also want you teachers to do this because I'll be coming through your classrooms and I hope to see that the plants are growing and that the children are noticing differences and they'll be able to understand this in their cognitive mind, their thinking. Finally, as Assistant Director, I welcome you again to Holbrook Academy. I'm interested to know if you have any ideas in relation to this week's pedagogy and content material. I invite you to join in. If you have any suggestions, I would like you to drop it in my box, and then I can read over it and begin the implementation that you are requesting. For now, I say have a great week, and I will see you in the center as I will be visiting your classrooms to make sure everything is going smoothly. Sincerely, Ms. Watkins.